Yo, what's good? It's your man Ken, and this is the video where I'm teaching you guys some of my subscribers' mistakes, helping them learn at the same time as you. Some of these are going to be common mistakes. I got different types of players all throughout this video. If you submitted clips for this video, there was only around like 40-ish people. Much love to you guys. I tried to include as many people as possible. I just wanted to throw that out there. If this does well, I'll do more in the future, so drop a like. Use code KenBeans in the shop. Helps me a ton. And let's get into this video. There might be a lot of people like Luke, and he's playing scrims, and he wants to know how he can stop dying in situations like this. One thing I want to tell you is that when you rotate in a scrim, if you manage to get shot, do not just sit there and stand still with your match. So many beginner type of players, I feel like when they play scrims, they just sit there and eat the third party as they're just getting laid into from all different angles. Your goal when you're getting focused like this is to build while you're moving forward to try and get closer to someone else so you can stop yourself from getting lobbied. That's if it's possible. If you just sit like this and just try and spam walls, you're always going to get full griefed every time. So at the start of this fight, Resify wants to know what I would have done personally to not take damage in the beginning. Most people, they want to know stuff like this, and it's just really situational stuff. But I'll tell you one thing, in the very beginning here, whenever I got a wall right in front of me and I know someone's one layer right above it, I'll show you in creative what I'm going to do is I'm going to triple it up to that person and just try and go for a really protected peek. You had a similar idea, but the stair is just in the wrong spot. Now going into the rest of this fight, this is just really good piece control and really good way to approach someone's box. I love how as you were trying to like edit course up to the person, you didn't drop down on the wall right away until you started spraying it, and then as you were falling down, you tried to take it. Solid clip though, I do like it. So Kid Chaos, I gotta tell you one thing in particular. When you approach someone's wall, this was really awkward because this person was mantling. What I'm gonna try to explain to you is that you shouldn't be looking to go for a shot after you get cracked. Once you guys exchange your little 50-50 and they go above you, I'll show you in creative, I would have been looking sharp down and trying to like completely box myself and try and heal. You just kept looking at this person the whole time, and this was just like a free kill for this guy. So this player is Zor, I believe. Actually, they're versing Martas in this clip, but Martas is on controller, so his mechs aren't as clean as his keyboard mechs. But I just thought it was really interesting to add this fight in there because, I mean, when do we get to see Martas fighting other people and not winning? I mean, Martas is literally always winning. I love Martas though. He's super good at the game. He was trying to bait that he was inside this box so that the player would drop down and he would kind of have like a free shotgun shot. That's like a really good tip that Martas does in a lot of his fights, just creating fake boxes but actually being on the outside. This player right here sent in a clip, and I know they're on console, right? But when I first looked at this clip, like I never played console before. Like, does this look like Zen to you or no? Look how crazy, like if I play this back, when they get the 170 pump, look at the SMG, how it just snaps to the head. I don't know, that looks a little sus to me. They had a genuine message and they watched my content, so much love to you. I appreciate you watching. And the one tip I'm going to tell you is that you should never really exploit into a box like this unless one, you know the player's super weak, or you have some sort of other advantage with a third party or something. I would have just tried to take the wall from this stair right here, piece control, and then go for a kill that way. Trying to run in like this, that's what caused you to die here. So this is Razor KBM, and one thing I'm noticing in his gameplay as I'm watching him, your movement throughout this entire fight is like really shaky, and to me it kind of seems like your sense is a little too high because I could see literally every single like micro movement you make with your mouse. You had some really good piece control and everything, but it almost seemed a little lucky that you hit that shot in the first place. I'm not saying that you're bad or anything, but I think you would benefit a lot more if you lowered your sense a little bit. That all depends on how much mouse pad space you have, so not everyone can do that, but you definitely might want to give that a shot. So I think in this clip, Lil Beats in tilted and he just accidentally got a cone in this guy's box. It was good that you tried to claim the wall back right away with your SMG and your shotgun and stuff, but what you never want to do whenever you play Fortnite is when you confirm edits, you don't want to run towards the right hand peak and expose yourself more. You should have been walking towards the left instead of walking towards the right. I think a lot of beginner players, when they play Fortnite, they just make right hand peaks and think that it's optimal, but it's more so about the movement that goes with the right hand peak to assure you that you don't get shot. So sorry GG's here. He's been in this video before, I believe, and he's versing Ake. Ake is like a hardcore arena grinder. Sorry wants to know what he could do when he goes up against demons. In this situation, and in most situations, when you fight someone who's really cracked, if you manage to take the first big damage shot in a fight, you have to tarp away and use literally all your mats. Listen close, you don't really want to start building up when you're versing a good player. When they're one side jump away from grabbing your wall, you need to literally just start tarping and creating like a full tarp so you can try and heal and just use your armored walls that you have. You have the quickest heals in the game, and every single time you verse a really sweaty player, get used to constantly abusing all your mats by going like horizontally and not vertically building up all the time. So Cynic right here was in the bugle and he got shot, right? And he has low mats. I think people overbuild a little too much. Like what I would have done here is baited myself just having no mats, which I really do. And because you have a cone and you have a stair here, you should kind of use that as a right hand peek and not look to like jump up over this and place a wall. It could have been a better idea to maybe just be on that stair, hug the right hand peek, and then just shoot and place a flat right away. The guy you killed wasn't really that good. Against someone better, I can imagine with the amount amount of mats you had and the angle that you played that you probably would have died. So Maiva Plays comes to my chat all the time. Shout out to you for coming to the Twitch stream. And when I was looking at the clip, like, I don't know if you were kind of bored playing arena, but I would never try to start like kind of edit coursing towards someone when you don't have that many mats. I'm not sure if that's what you were doing though, but if we're taking this mad serious, I think you were overbuilding at the very start. You were doing some really protected peaks to try and get this piece control, which was nice. The one little tip I'd say, and Raiders new map is actually going to have this a lot so you can practice this exact situation, but when you take a wall from the bottom with your SMG like this, never ever make like the 4 bottom tile edit like this. You want to open up the whole thing so you can see all the way in the back of the box. Also, when you set up a peak like this, I noticed how you did like a bottom left hand corner edit on this wall. Give yourself more room to attack and see deeper into the box at the start. You definitely had the right thought and the execution was almost there. Frilly LOL, he's in Reality Falls. I literally have no idea where this place is. I was staring at this clip for a solid couple minutes just trying to figure out like where you were in this fight. Nevertheless, a quick little tip I saw is like when you're trying to attack a wall like this and you get it 1 HP, I would never try to go to another wall and try and take it. That's what caused you to get shot at first, and you should have just instantly tried to take out your pickaxe right away the second you got this wall one shot and did the exact same piece. So Avery over here, he sent me a clip, but it was only like the beginning of it, not when he died or got a kill or anything. But I needed to point out the fact that I know a lot of beginner level players, they do this all the time. You should never make an edit on a player when you only have the floor like this. I'm not here to make fun, but if you go against any good player and you don't grab the cone when you do the edit here, you're never going to be able to get a kill on someone. I'm going to show you right now. You just run up to it, you do the double edit like this, you hug the left side so that way they have a hard time seeing you, and constantly practice doing that. Against high level players, crew, when I was looking at your gameplay, when someone smacks your wall on this angle, you have to be really quick to try and flip the stair before they can get the second swing off on their pickaxe. Never allow someone to just get easy piece control on you and just be able to get a shot when you have all the builds in that box. Make sure you're really protected and constantly get used to getting those stair flips down. Also, I don't know if people know this, but you can't exploit into someone's box when the stair is in this certain direction. So if someone tries to jump in your box like this, you don't need a 50-50 because they're not getting in unless they do a different type of phasing technique. I asked Jiven and I asked 2 other pros and they didn't know for sure of whether or not this player can jump in. And I tested it here. You could see like you can't physically get in this player's box if you exploit like this guy did. Marvin, when you go up to someone's box, right, and you're piece controlling it, you got some good mechs on you. It looks like your sense is pretty good. If you're struggling hitting shots, you either need to lower your sense or aim train a lot more. Personally, I think your sense looks really good. But on a different note, I would never be rolling up to a window edit and just sitting directly in the center of it so I could just get pumped right in the head. Try and learn how to piece control from further away as you're trying to just full clip, kids. And the aiming, I think, is going to come over time. I wouldn't stress about trying to hit every single shot. Just focus on trying to aim train or do something about it each day you get on the game. Over time, you'll probably see a difference in how well you're doing. So Ozzy in EU, this is this person's name, says, any ideas on how I can improve? This player looks pretty good. They got a decent amount of arena points at like 6,800. I like how you're being really aggressive trying to attack this person's box, but it just kind of seems like you're all over the place. You don't know exactly where you should position yourself. Be confident in which wall you attack and don't try and think of too many ways that they can leave because it's just going to cause you to not know what you're doing. Also, a little piece of advice, never do you ever want to set up being on a wall like this. The second you walk down on here, you're going to get full box and pumped and you'll not even be able to have a chance to spray the wall back. You are forced to 50-50. So Dife is on some sort of stretch res in this video. I think that you might need a little bit more experience just literally fighting players. I feel like you're jumping and moving in weird kind of spots. In the first half of the clip, you really got me thinking that you were kind of a little body and like your movement looks weird at times. But then towards the end, like in the second half, you're coming in strong. You're abusing this double movement here. You do this window peek. You set up the best piece control, the best right hand peek. I want to tell you that you should never feel comfortable when you have a peek like this set up and you're just sitting there. I saw that you were trying to pre-fire, but I personally would never take that trade when I'm really close to the box. So Pagey's right here is fighting this player. Most of these fights I was getting sent was like scuffed off spawn fights, it looks like, but I will tell you that majority of times in situations like this, the only time you're going to win is if you just straight out aim the other player. You could have won this fight if you connected on this pump first and did a hefty amount of damage, but because you missed, like, it sold the whole thing. When you got no mats, it's strictly all about aim and angles. You also had a major health disadvantage, so unless you rock this guy with this pump, you're just not winning that. Shout out to the homie Hyperism, always in my streams. This is a common mistake not only I see my subscribers doing all the time, but literally everyone who's kind of more so on the like mid to the like beginner side of Fortnite. If you have any AR, you need to literally always aim at the head when you get a beam like this. Probably could have killed this player if you just kind of tap fired headshots. Nevertheless, I like the smooth movement where your controller settings, like you're not rushing into things. I can tell that you're practicing your mechs here and you're just getting better movement along with your piece control. So Jam Muffins in this clip is actually like 1v2ing. And as I was watching this for the first time, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, maybe you should try try to lower your sense again too. This person really struggles with hitting shots, and I can tell by the way your character is moving. Your aim looks very shaky because it seems like it's picking up every little micro movement, like I said to someone earlier. Try lowering your sense, see what happens. This is a 35-year-old dad, Trav Killing. I was in shock when you did not win this fight at first. When you run up to someone's wall like this with an SMG, if you don't get in within the first try that the wall breaks, then it's not worth doing it anymore. I like how you instantly switch over to the pickaxe. You do a semi-unoptimal edit. That's fine. You got a crack, right? But then you opened up another 50-50 edit. And then again, you choked this edit, so it made you a little nervous. And then you just full opened up an entire edit. And that's probably one of the worst mistakes that anyone can make, because you know that you would have had this guy dead. Players who press up against your wall like this, you need to play from more than one box away or make a peak where they can't run through. Epic Wolf, I'm going to let you know real quick that I think you need more practice learning how to tunnel and just tarp in creative, because at times your mechs can look a little smooth, especially for console. They look pretty decent, but you overbuild a ton whenever you get pressured a lot. So you kind of have to practice more game modes that force you to tarp and use your mats, and really hyper focus on not overbuilding whenever you're getting really pressured. Ralphie, one tip I could give to you: whenever you make an edit on a wall like this, never open up the 4-tile edit to the left here. What you should do is open it up to the right, so you can at least use this wall as a right hand peak just a little bit. When it comes to the 4-tile edit, I usually always do it on the right side so I can abuse the right hand peak, even though it's like a 50-50. So Zoom is the GOAT, literally always in my streams as well. Got a lot of homies in here. At the start, there was some really good piece control going on here. I really like how you're attacking this by having a really deep angle so this person couldn't jump at you. You hit a little 25 shot. You go from the top, realize you might be able to get a wall if you drop down, so you piece control the whole thing, and they're in that bush right there. I would have tried to piece control this, expected this person to run out from the box where you have double tops on, and just stand at the top before you drop down. Don't be so eager to drop down in double edits that you try and make. This third party came in at literally the worst time. I'm sure we've all been there if you're watching this video. So your death once you got SMG sprayed was literally inevitable. Shout out to all the people in this vid. Their link's gonna be down below. You just have to find their name. I got a couple vids coming with some pro players soon, so hit the sub button. I'm through the streams. First link below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces. Peace.